Welcome to a new episode of the CAP Podcast, Consumer Ammunition Tactics Podcast. Today's a special episode. We ain't did a interview in a minute. I got a special guest. Y'all know I don't play about the guests that we bring. I'm bringing on my homie Josh. I'm gonna read his bio and we're gonna get straight into it. So Josh Aubrey. Josh is a former NFL player who decided to bet on himself in 2016. He left the NFL and he started a real estate company and he grew that to a seven-figure company in just 3 years. That means y'all take notes. Even though he still builds houses, he runs a six-figure credit restoration company. In the pursuit of doing more deals in real estate, Josh learned about personal and business funding after spending 2+ years of acquiring over 300K in funding. That's basically helped him scale and build a $4.4 million real estate portfolio. Y'all better take notes. Now he's helping other entrepreneurs do the same. Josh, how you feeling? How you living? Welcome to the podcast.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Thank you for having me, man. Glad to be
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we're gonna get into the real estate, most definitely, 4.4 mil, all that. Let's first talk about NFL, like how that journey was, getting there as far as leaving, the mindset. They say that NFL's not for long, you know what I'm saying? So let's just
Yeah,
tap
for
into
sure.
that real quick. Yeah.
So I guess, bro, growing up, I would say first thing, dreams do come true. Like you can do whatever you want in this world. That's one thing that I did learn playing football.
Hmm.
Another thing was just man, hard work. Hard work take you anywhere, right? So a lot of times people are timid, scared to go after things, but I promise you, if you make a decision like this is what you want to do every day, and you commit to spending 3-4 hours in that craft, I promise you, you can get wherever you want. All it takes is a couple years, a couple breakthrough, and I promise you, you there, bro. But man, the league was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. Learned a lot about myself. Started trying to evaluate the people around me as well. It kind of taught me more about just being a man and just handling my own business. And then just understanding like you pretty much in this world alone, bro. Like you create everything. If anything go wrong in your life, you got to fix it. You're responsible for it. So learned a lot of life lessons, bro, that kind of translate into entrepreneurship and just moving forward and growing the business.
So why'd you leave in 2016?
Bro, truthfully, man, I had a daughter in 2016, so that was 7 years
Okay.
ago. Man, and she had a heart murmur, bro. So she had
Oh,
like a
wow.
little hole in her heart or whatever the case may be, and she ended up having surgery. And at the time, bro, I'm 25 years old. I'm making more money than anybody in my family ever made.
Hmm.
And I just kind of had my life in my hands, like exactly everything I wanted. I could literally leave the country at a drop of a dime, pretty much do whatever I wanted because I was living life on my terms. But once that daughter got here, bro, we went through so many health complications. It really shifted my mindset on how special life is,
Mm.
like how precious it is, how valuable it is. And then the thing about the NFL, man, I take my hats off to those boys, man. But you literally lose. Now you go make millions of dollars, or I only made $1 million in three years, but you go have a high paying job, but you got to
Hmm.
give up 6 months of your life to do that,
Mm.
right? So as I started evaluating, all right, what kind of life I got, how do my family actually fit into this? I realized football was more than my number one, and
Hmm.
family and everything else was number two. So it was like, all right,
Hmm.
how can I figure out a way to get rid of football and still make the same income, bro? And literally, I got into real estate. A guy kind of put me on, and then literally my agent called me a year later because I was thinking about going back because my real estate hadn't really took off yet. So, bro, I was thinking about going back to the league, bro, and it was training camp 2017.
Yeah.
In Detroit, they called me, bro, and they was like, "Hey, we want to fly you out, give you another workout or whatever the case may be." I was out here in Dallas, and I called my agent when he called me and told me that we had just closed on $100,000 like
Mm.
in 3 months span. So it was like, damn, like I mean, I can go back and play football. That's good money. That's kind of guaranteed. But for the first time in my life, I feel like I've cracked the code on making money in real estate.
Hmm.
Right. So I realized I ain't gotta go to Detroit for 6 months for me to make money.
Yeah.
So that was kind of that turning point where it was just like, all right, cool, bro. I'm all in on entrepreneurship, bro.
Hmm. Hmm. So
Yeah.
you say you got tapped in with some guy. Was that during the whole time of your NFL career? Like when did that actually happen? Was it during your realization, like,
So
dang,
so 2016, I bought my first piece of real estate.
Okay.
And then I officially retired in 2016. Now,
Hmm.
after football season, I was going broke, bro. So like anybody in the
Oh,
NFL
wow.
knows, like especially if you don't make it to that next contract, like all you had was a high paying job. But at some point, if money isn't coming in, you will always end up back at ground zero, right? And that's kind of what I was realizing. I was like, damn, like I didn't realize I wanted to retire until like right when training camp happened. So I let 9 months go of just pure time I could have been working on my next step, right? But you know, you're just young, you don't really know anything, and then that life and death thing kind of came in pretty fast on me at a left, bro. So I really wasn't ready for that one. But literally, bro, once I retired, I called the dude on my way. I was leaving Tennessee. I called the dude like, "Hey, I want to do what you do." He had just bought him like 3 houses, bro. One of his deals, he was selling it for 220. He got it for 120, and then he put like 35,000 in it. So I was like, man, that sound like it might be like 50 to 60,000 on the back end of it. Like I can get down with those, like 3 or 4 of those. That's all I really need. I'll be solid. So I called him, bro, and he the one who pretty much showed me and my brother the ropes. So kind of walked us through the situation, how to find the deals, how to put the deals under contract, how to evaluate it, how to raise the money. Pretty much taught us all the game, bro.
Gotcha. Was it like a mentorship program, or you were just like tapped in with him?
At the time, bro, he wasn't running his own mentorship. He was in with another guy, and that guy pretty much taught him the game.
Gotcha.
Now he pretty much he a huge coach all over the USA, bro. So literally, they got thousands of students now. But at the time, it was just more of a one-on-one. He was like, I want to say about 20 minutes from where I stayed, more in East Texas. And sure, he just kind of took us under his wings, bro. That was pretty much it.
Okay, but in a sense, it was kind of like a mentorship in a way, right?
100%, bro. 100%.
Okay. My point in bringing that up, as y'all listen to the episode, I'm always talking about investing in yourself. We're gonna be talking about real estate, getting in the game. I talk about the consumer laws, getting the funding, all that. If you're listening to the episode and you're looking to get in real estate, you don't know nothing about real estate, put your ego aside and invest with someone that's done it before. You feel me? So I wanted to talk about your credit restoration business. How'd you even get into credit?
So, bro, I got into credit purely off of needing more funds to scale real estate business, bro.
Gotcha.
So, and real estate is not the most cash heavy business, period. So, ideally, you get paid when deals close, right? So, every 6 months, every 3 months, every 2 months, whatever kind of deals you're doing, you might not get paid on the deal for a while. So, with that being said, it was times where we was rich, and it was times when we were poor throughout that situation, right? We closed 90,000 1 month, but it might be another 2 months before we get a deal or we get to the next check. So you just kind of have to live life like that. So literally, bro, I got into the credit just because of funding. And my whole goal was literally just to fix my brothers, my girls, his girl credit, and we could all invest together to start buying like apartments, doing more fix and flips without using any of our money, and just making money using the bank money. That was purely the only reason I got into it. And then just found out that the same help I needed, other people around me needed that help. And that just kind of turned into a 6-figure business.
Gotcha. You say you need to fix your brother and his girl. Did you need to fix your own, or you just needed to build? Like, what was your situation?
So, bro, I just got mine fixed from another girl, but I was still making mistakes. I was still messing up. So I still had to go in there and refix my own credit. But literally, I had invested in trucking. I had a repossession in the truck. Thank God they picked that truck up, bro. No lie. Thank God they picked that truck up. Hey, so I just lost 30,000 on that, and I had a repossession on my credit, so I had to figure out how to get that credit, that repossession out. So I ended up getting that off in 11 days, bro. And I took that and started marketing it on Facebook, bro. And literally in 4 months, I just started my company in January. By April, I was up to 10K months. So it was kind of like, dang, like this kind of solid. Like I can see how I can do this for real.
Definitely. Okay, let's talk about. So, I mean, you're talking about with the NFL salary, it went away. Were you living beyond your means? I'm just kind of curious, like how that just went away like that.
So, bro, when you in the league, from my expectations, anyways, or my experience, you living as if you're gonna make it to that next step, right?
Gotcha.
So you never have a plan B. Everything I knew about money at the time was only go play football, you make money.
Gotcha.
I didn't know anything about sales, marketing. I didn't know anything about business. Literally, I was so like kind of, I wouldn't say small-minded, but the people in my family only work 9 to 5. I never seen anybody with an entrepreneurship. I remember literally one guy was telling me like, jump into trucking. It's a good business and you can make money in trucking, but trucking one of the hardest businesses to make money. But literally he was telling me like, I just bought a truck. I spent like $8,000 on the down payment, and that truck make like $8,000 a month for me. And I got like 4 of those. His dad ran a trucking company for him. And in my mind, bro, I couldn't even fathom that you could make $8,000 a month off of spending $8,000 to get started. So like I was like investing a lot of money in the stocks, which that might go up 5-10%, but that's still not much money. Even if you put $100,000-$200,000 in there, that's still not enough to live off of. So, bro, it was just kind of one of those things. I don't know. That's pretty much all I got. Well, I ain't even gonna go deep into that, but that's pretty much how it happened, bro.
Okay. All right, for sure. So you're doing the credit, you're doing it consistently, you market it yourself. We got some people that's credit repair business owners listening as well. Can you tell us, I guess, just how you're able to get consistent clients?
Bro, doing good business is gonna go further than anything, bro. So we got a refund policy in there. We make sure everybody protected. I like to be professional. So literally I hired a person out. Consistent clients just come down to marketing those. So literally I was just talking to one of my guys. I would take the first 5 or 6 people around me, do their credit for free, and then get my results generated, and then start posting my results on a weekly, daily basis, talking about what I'm doing. Ultimately, I think you can go far, especially in 2023 with TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Your ability to market just kind of go crazy, right? So literally, you can be a nobody, and in 6 months, you can have 100,000 followers in a business that's producing 20K months for you just on a brand new credit restoration business. So if you're looking for clients, it's just going to come down to your marketing, going live, continuing to post, get people results, continue to do good business, bro. I never had a problem with sending anybody all of their money back if they felt like we ever took advantage of them or whatever the case may be. So that's what I would say gonna be the biggest 3 things or 4 things that you should do to actually grow and scale that type of business.
Definitely. I like that. Okay. One thing too, I see you going crazy with the funding, on the business side. Can we talk about you said you use 300K in funding as far as your real estate portfolio?
So I'm up to $500,000 now. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Congratulations. Okay. Let's put respect
appreciate
on it.
appreciate
Half
it,
a
bro.
million. Okay. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
definitely. Can we talk about that journey?
Journey. Truthfully, bro, the crazy thing,
What's
my
up?
first time ever going through funding, I guess we pretty much in the same group. So when I learned, it was a vague way of learning, right? So it was kind of like you gave me the game, but it didn't apply to me, so to say, right? So my first night funding, bro, I had a 760 credit score, and I went through and applied. I applied everywhere, got approved for 1 credit card for $10,000, had 11 denials.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, dang, I just had the best credit score I've never had. Like, why am I getting denied? And I just didn't know all the funding rules, bro. So literally the same thing like credit repair, bro. I was talking about it. I got on Facebook. I probably still got the video, but saying, hey, this is what I'm about to do. About to go fund, get all this money from the bank, let the bank money make money or whatever the case may be. But literally, after I got done funding myself, I'm like, all right, I need some more practice. So I called my cousin up. He had like a 680, 700 credit score. Went through funding with him, got him like 5 approvals, $35,000 in cash, right? So I like, all right, now I made some mistakes. I kind of get the game a little bit more, right? So I started posting about it a little bit more, bro. And literally, instead of telling everybody, I just kept going through the sequences myself. Because ultimately, my goal was never to start a business to help others. My goal was only to get them funding for myself. And then I can go put that in the real estate and make more money that way. So as I kept going through funding, people would know I would post about it or whatever the case may be. And I realized, like, all right, every time somebody trying to go through funding, they always reach out to me. So I should probably create a business around it. So literally, that's kind of how it went, bro. And then as I kept going, bro, I think before I really started telling people I was funding, I was up to that 300,000 mark. And then, as time go, you just keep applying. I haven't applied for anything in about 6 months. So it is what it is, bro. $500,000, you're gonna make more money than you ever thought you were gonna make with
Definitely,
$500,000.
definitely. So you said when you initially applied, you had like a 760 across the board.
Yeah, I had a real good credit score. Yeah.
So was it a skinny profile? Like, was it the data points he was
So,
answering? Like, what
so
was
it was
going
a
on?
skinny profile, and then I didn't know what I was doing. So I
Gotcha.
ran through Barclays, got approved. Then I applied on TransUnion again, just tried to go through my TransUnion banks. And for whatever reason, they was denying me, and I wasn't realizing, like, all right, you just had an inquiry. 3 days ago, you shouldn't be running your credit again, or there's going to be automatic denial. So I kept getting denied. Then Barclays, the thing about Barclays, once you get approved, they report really, really fast, bro. So they reported. So by the time I started moving to everybody else, I had a brand new account, and it just looked like I was money home, right? So it was like no banks was actually touching me. And I was just kind of left with whatever Barclays gave me until 3-4 months later, until I went again.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what it ran into, bro. I just didn't really know the rules. I was told to apply here, and that was it. And you know what I mean? I messed it up. I blew it. I blew it, bro.
Gotcha. Okay, so did you mainly learn, because I know you say you was working on some other people's stuff, did you mainly learn from experience, or did you get additional coaching? Like, how'd you actually figure out the game?
So, bro, in the credit side, I was with M500. I went to Dominique Brown. I paid for somebody else like a credit stacking type course, bro. So I invested well over 10K in just additional information, bro. So as I would go through and try to figure things out myself, I would listen to what other people were saying, seeing things that other people was working. But ultimately, bro, you only get to a certain spot by yourself, and then you gotta pay to move to the next level. And that's all I was doing. So as I will make money, as credit repair going good, bro, I'm investing that money right back into myself, into my knowledge, because I realized just with the credit repair, bro, you can literally take 2,500 and be a 6-figure business in 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, bro. So like it don't take much. It just take you constantly learning, being a student of the game. Literally bureau bullies. I invested in anybody, bro. Any and everybody who I kind of bought into what system they had, bro. And that's ultimately what propelled me up into this point, fam.
Definitely. They're gonna think I paid you to say that, because I'm always telling these people, you gotta invest in yourself, you gotta invest in yourself, you gotta invest in yourself. So I love that you said that. We didn't talk about that, we didn't prepare for that. You have to invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So yeah, so I mean, you gotten over 500,000 at this point. Do you have any piece of advice for anybody that they just fix their credit, they're looking to go get business funding, maybe certain strategies, maybe certain banks that you like, credit unions?
Bro, I like Truist. I like Truist a lot, so I
Okay.
recommend Truist to everybody. Truist gonna be a real easy one. Of course, you need to fill out the application in the bank. You need to have a banking full checking, full relationship with the bank. So checking, savings account, business checking and savings, and then start applying through them, bro. I like Chase too. If you really want a bag, recommend Chase getting in. Chase really giving out money right now. Go ahead and get you a plug on the Chase. They're giving out 50K. So literally one of my students got 100,000 just from Chase. Couple credit cards, $100,000. So in order to get the most money, keep your personal credit clean is obvious. Out of that $500,000, I probably got 50,000 that's not PG. So keep that in mind if you want big numbers, money that you're gonna be able to actually go invest in things. That's gonna be the sauce for the most part. Just keep your personal credit clean and you should be there.
Okay, perfect. You just reminded me of something. So I see a lot of people talking about you can go get funding doing personal PG. You can go get funding. Don't worry about your personal. You can just do EIN funding. What do you think is more important, if there's one that's more important?
I would say the PG debt, bro. So the EIN, the macro loans, micro loans, whatever the case may be, it's a different type of loan too. But those type of accounts, let's say the get divvies, the bricks, things like that, a lot of those accounts are going to be based on your business revenue. So if you got a brand new business, you just thinking about getting out there, a lot of that stuff won't be available to you. So what I recommend everybody just to do, fix your personal credit. That way you will be able to take advantage of some 0% interest and just getting more access to different type of funds that'll help you be successful. Some of the stuff that's like non-PG, that's just gonna go on business revenue, like let's say Get Divvy, for example. As soon as you spend $10,000 off of Get Divvy, they're gonna draft your account for $10,000 in a week. So there's really not enough time for you to say, if you don't really know what you're doing with money, there's really not enough time for you to really flip the money, make a solid investment, or even think properly to make a decision that's going to be best for the business with 10,000 that you need to pay back in a week. So just kind of keep that in mind. I recommend getting the slow money, the literally Bank of America. You can get 2 business credit cards off of one inquiry with them. But literally with Bank of America, as soon as you use a $10,000 limit, your monthly payment is only $100. And you got that 0% interest for 9 months. Right? So like you can literally get a bag and have a low overhead. That's the biggest thing. A lot of the micro loans, as soon as you use $10,000, it's gonna be 22% right off the bat, and then they be hitting your account every week until they get their money back. And it kind of puts you in a stressful position. It kind of make the 10,000 not even worth it because you got a crazy overhead attached with that 10,000. That makes sense, bro?
No, yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I like that. So a lot of people, right? They gonna go get the bag, but then it's like the first time they done got the bag, and then they don't know what to do with it. So what would you recommend to someone that just first got the bag, their credit's good, now they got all this money, they don't know what to do with it?
So first thing I would do, like you just said it, bro. So I would literally go get me a mentor. Like getting $100,000. Like this is the beautiful thing about business credit, and I say this all the time, right? Business credit can skyrocket you to the next level, or it can literally put a weight on you so heavy, bro, that you decide to go get your job back. Right? Like it's two different ways. Like you can look at it two different ways. I would hate for somebody to get their hands on 100,000. Now they owe 80,000. Now they falling behind on everything. Now the business didn't take off like they wanted to because they tried to figure things out themselves. Like I've lost, let's say, just in today that I can count off the top of my head, I probably lost about $55,000 in different businesses that I tried. My first real estate deal, I lost 25. Trucking, I lost 30. E-commerce, I lost like $5,000 just on some Walmart automation type store type deal.
Oh
So
man,
like,
I almost got in that.
bro, I'm
I
glad you
almost got
did.
in that.
I'm glad. I tell everybody stay
Got
away from.
clapped by trucking too, though, so I feel you.
Yeah. So, bro, everybody I know in trucking trying to get out of trucking. I ain't gonna lie to
Oh
you.
man,
Everybody I know, and it was, I don't know. I guess the marketing was really, really good, but
yeah, they did
literally,
good.
yeah, they real good, bro. So literally, everybody I've seen, bro, every time I've been successful in any step in any opportunity, I've always found a mentor. And literally, you can pay that mentor 2,000, you can pay that mentor 20,000, 30,000. It really don't matter. You invest on based on how you see yourself. So, like, start small, and then as you get better and better, go bigger and bigger. Because ultimately, it's better on the bigger side. But literally, go get a mentor first. If you're thinking about something hard to actually invest in, I recommend real estate because you actually know what you will make on the back end. Worst case scenario, and that's all I do my numbers off for worst case scenario. What happens if everything goes to shit in the next 6 months? Are we still profitable or are we not? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
can
definitely.
I refinance? Do I got options to pivot? That's the biggest thing with real estate that's different than, let's say, a trucking company. Worst case scenario, you're gonna have a repossession and you're not getting your money back. You know what I mean? There's no
Oh
equity
man.
in that.
Yeah. And then you brought a good point earlier, which I tell them too. Like you just get your money. Let's say you get 0% interest. We talk about Bank of America, for example.
Yeah.
Let's say you're in real estate or whatever, you take $10,000 off of it. What's $100 a month to be paying? If you don't make the money back in the 6 to 9 months, that's not the business for you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
100%.
So you should be able
100%.
to, make that money back. So speaking of real estate, 4.4 million. 4.4 million.
Yep.
Hey man, we got to salute you on that, man. 4.4 million.
Appreciate it.
That's four M's. That's
Appreciate
four
it,
M's,
bro.
man. It's gonna be 40 by the next time we talk. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? So
100%.
okay, most definitely, most definitely. Can we talk a little bit about your journey in terms of building up to that 4.4 million? Whatever you want to share about that.
So, bro, with the 4.4, bro, that's all new construction. That's all new development. It might be a few little
Gotcha.
houses in there that's gonna be more like buying holds.
Mm-hmm.
So, truthfully, I was I think I did 1 million. I had $1 million worth of real estate by 2018, right? And I realized I had more headaches than anything else, like buying, hold, investing. Everybody got their give. It's great for taxes. It's not good for cash flow. It's not good for, let's just say, being able to eat off the money anytime soon. So with that, bro, that's all new development. We literally got houses that we throwing up left and right, bro. And we had a whole bunch of lots. So whatever the case may be, bro. Right now, I got about 6 of them that we got right now. But that's pretty much the game, bro. So leading up to that, bro, it was a lot of wholesaling. It was a lot of trying all kinds of different strategies in real estate. That was actually lucrative. Don't get me wrong, that was lucrative. But with
Gotcha.
the portfolio I got right now, I take my hat off just to that, just because that one is more of the most passive thing I've done in real estate that don't take up any of my time and still allow me to eat, feed my family, and keep my money in my bank account. So literally we using OPM to be able to scale that big, bro. It was no way we was gonna ever get to that point using our own funds, right? So that's the beautiful thing about it. We literally bought a lot, 1.2 acres, and that's gonna be 5 houses for us. And we literally got enough work for the rest of the year. We don't have to go back and go look for some more houses, go look at any other deals, bro. We literally just got our eyes on the prize, and it's gonna produce at least 5 paychecks and probably 60, 70K per house type paychecks.
That's a good setup.
Yeah,
Setup.
Bro.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's focus on real estate. Let's talk about the basics, the different ways people can get into it, what they should consider, that kind of thing. Because I got a lot of people that they focus on, consumer laws, fixing their credit, all of that. But talk to us like from the basics of getting into real estate.
Got you, bro. So just the basics. I tell everybody, in order to get into real estate, you fall in a couple different categories, right? Either you got money and you don't have time, or you got time and you don't have money. That should tell you what you should do as far as getting started, right? So let's just go to people who don't have money, right? People who don't have money, in order to get into real estate, you gotta feed the flame by putting in more time, right? So whether that's door knocking, whether that's guerrilla marketing, like bandit signs. Are you familiar with bandit signs?
Yeah, it's the is it the one where you say we buy houses or whatever?
100%. You see them on the side of the
Okay,
road.
yeah.
So
That one.
bandit signs literally made me my first $100,000. So
Oh
my
wow.
mentor,
Okay.
I was asking him, bro, how are you getting these deals? Like you got deals everywhere, like everybody calling your phone. And he was literally, bro, him and his brothers, he had 3 brothers. They job was to put out 100 signs each night. So each one of them putting out 100 signs, every weekend. So Friday is 300 new signs going up for them, and they did that weekly. So you can just think about the compounding effects of seeing that sign all the time. So literally that's what we did, bro. And we got serious about it. So bandit signs was something we did. We had a lot of time. I just retired. My brother was working a job. He was a door knocker. He was knocking on doors for roofs. So we both had a lot of time. So literally every night, bro, I would get 150. He would get 150. We'd stay on the phone all night, put the audio books on, whatever the case may be, thinking grow rich, how to win friends and influence people, stuff like that. We just 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, bro. We just out putting out signs, bro, all over Dallas. And literally that's how we start getting good at it. So you got to think about it. If you don't have the money, I would do things like that to start generating deals. During the daytime, we would go knock doors. So literally we would get on foreclosure lists, find let's say every month in Dallas, bro, it's probably about 300 foreclosures that you can go knock on people's houses. So I would pick a city for that day and go knock all 12 or 18 of those houses in that city, right? Move to the next city. You know how the suburb is. It's a lot of different suburbs. So literally that's all we would do, bro. And between that, door knocking and putting out bandit signs, bro, we start getting good at negotiating. We start feeling good in front of talking in front of people, getting them to kind of hitting their pain points without them getting offensive, knowing what they was going to say, knowing some things to say back to kind of like bring them back down and level, let's have a conversation type deal, bro. And that's just kind of how we worked it, bro. So literally bandit signs and door knocking, and we start getting deals. Now, on the flip side of that, a lot of people that I work with today, they busy 9-to-5ers. They got their own businesses. They not looking to really put in even 4 hours a week on a business, right? They looking literally to go get the bag from the bank. They got good credit. They looking to get the bag from the bank, invest that into good profitable deals. They're gonna be lucrative. And I recommend new construction on that.
Okay, let's pause there. So this is probably more where my audience aligns. They know how to fix a credit. They're gonna get the good credit. They're on the way to the credit. They're gonna be able to get the money. You said new construction. That's what they should focus on.
Yep, 100%.
Okay, I want y'all to make sure y'all taking notes as Josh is giving y'all the game. Let's talk.
All right, cool. So the thing about new construction that's a lot better than, let's say, existing houses. New construction is not as competitive, right? So let's say brand land, people who just out is land literally everywhere. So if you just looking for different lots or whatever the case may be, you can find some on the MLS, or you can just go straight direct to seller. But literally, let's say if you owned a piece of land, right? Typically, you're not emotionally attached to that land, right? I bought it 20 years ago, like make me an offer, see what I say. If I like it, cool, I'll take it. If not, cool too. But literally the difference between that and let's say a house, like in order to get a deal with a house, you need to talk somebody into selling your house at $280,000 that's worth 400,000.
Mm.
Right? You got to be a crazy person or be going through something crazy in order
Yeah,
for in order for you to sell that house for $120,000 discount. The thing
exactly.
about land, we make our money when we build the house. The value
Gotcha.
goes up drastically, right? So you can literally pay full price for a piece of land, and if it's in the right city, right area, you got a great house. And let's say if you find a builder who builds and you got a decent spread in it, right? That house is now worth, let's say, $200 a square foot, where it's only costing you $100 a square foot to put that house up. That makes sense?
So you're gonna have a good profit margin.
100%, bro. You're gonna have
Yeah,
a better profit margin, and it's gonna be a lot more deals that you can do that with. Now,
definitely.
the
Yeah,
only
yeah, that
thing,
makes
you don't
sense.
get paid. You don't get paid until the end of the project. That's the biggest thing. But if you fine with that, if you in your career, you got money to invest and get things started, I'm gonna recommend that all day long, bro.
Gotcha, gotcha. So how long can that process be typically with projects? Just
6 months.
it probably
Typically,
varies.
typically I say 6 months, bro. If you in
6
it longer
months.
than 6 months, your builder probably don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
Truthfully, I think you can get it done faster than 6 months, but just to be on the safe side, you need to be ready to sit on that investment for 6 months.
For 6 months. Okay. From start to
Yep.
finish, basically.
100%. Yep. So
Okay.
typically the
Okay.
way we would build, typically we'll be out around 5.5 months. We put it on the
Hmm.
market, and then besides this last house, this one been sitting a while. So I tell everybody, make sure now, especially with the market kind of recorrecting itself, make sure you still got enough spread just in case we drop it 20,000. You still eat. Like
Gotcha.
worst case, you still eat, and that's the main thing. So like even at this point, if you can just find good deals, bro, I think these deals that we got, it's costing us 240 to build the house. The land we in another 40, so that's 280, and then we're selling at about 400,000, give or
Hmm.
take. I think we can push it over 400,000, but I'm just gonna say 400,000. Everything hit, we at 400,000. Everything go better, we higher than 400,000. Let's say if it go worse, we at 380, 375, right? And at that point, we still got roughly about $90,000 of equity that we can still make something happen with. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's the safest investment out there.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, very,
Okay.
very safe.
Okay. Okay. Most definitely. And a lot of your portfolio, the 4.4 mil, came from new construction.
100%. Yep,
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Okay. So it's safe to say that you guys, know what you're doing as far as, new construction.
100%, bro. So I
Okay.
tell everybody, bro, only focus on the deals that's gonna make you $50,000 plus.
Okay.
Only focus right there. If we can't make 50,000, don't even touch it, because there's too many other deals that you'll make 50 on. That makes
Mm.
sense. So
Yeah.
like literally, we started in the hood, started building houses, was only making like 20 to 30, sometimes 40,000. Then I realized, like, dang, the same lot, the same work, the same overhead, we could be in a whole nother neighborhood where they actually selling for a lot more and the houses are bigger. All right, so we build an 1,800 square foot that's selling for 200,000 instead of 1,100 square foot that's selling for 200 a square foot, right? So it's
Yeah.
just a lot different. It's a lot different gauge, and it's a lot more money to be made on the other side. So literally, we
Gotcha.
sold everything we was touching in the hood. It sounded good, like to be building my hood up and stuff like that. And then I was like, these numbers, man, like I don't want nothing in the hood no more. I need houses somewhere else where the ARVs are better, and we can
Yeah.
actually start making money that's gonna be life changing, not just making money, but making that real good money.
Gotcha. You say ARV. Can you elaborate on it?
So
Just for people that
ARV
may
is
not know.
after
After repair
repair
value.
value. So
Hmm.
it's ARV is pretty much whenever you look in that house, it's one of the easiest ways. You pull up new construction in that zip code, and you see what new construction is selling for. That's going to be the easiest way to figure out. All right, so I know 1,800 square foot is selling for 400,000. I
Hmm.
know whatever 2,000 square foot is selling for 440. I just kind of
Hmm.
get a good deal. So my ARV is going to be what those houses, what that new construction is going to be selling for in this particular area, right? And then with everything happening right now with interest rates and things like that, you need to be kind of conservative on that number. Like, all right, cool. I
Hmm.
see it's listed for 460. And I see that 3 houses done sold for 460, but I must say, if everything was to fall out and I'm at 420, what do I look like? Am I still profitable? Is it still worth it at that point? Right?
Gotcha.
That way you can kind of adjust. And ideally, bro, you never count your money in real estate until you get the check. It just is what it is. So I always base that
Okay.
on the worst case scenario where I'm at. And if worst case scenario, we good. Flip the money, keep rocking. Get your
Gotcha.
check. Yeah.
Okay, most definitely. So I know a lot of people, they see things online, people market things as, it's sweet and all that. Can you talk about maybe the headaches or just stuff that's happened during the journey?
Yeah, definitely, bro. So
Yeah.
the first, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. The first builder I ever hired was on drugs.
Oh, wow.
Flat out on drugs, bro. I
Yeah.
dealt with more drama. He was the cheapest price. I deal with more drama, more scaredness as far as like, is he taking my money? Like, what's going on with
Yeah.
my money? Of course, he didn't. I didn't think he was on drugs at the beginning of the project.
Yeah.
It was at
Yeah.
the end. It was kind of like, all right, it's kind of evident. Like, it's too much drama going on. Nobody
Hmm.
paying attention. It's always lying going on. So, bro, the
Hmm.
biggest thing is just finding credible people to work with. And once you find them, like you can get to the top. But the biggest thing is finding those trustworthy people, bro. He leaned on houses for projects that he had already been paid up to the date, but he just wanted more money type deal. And of course, whenever you get lawyers involved, it's cheaper just to pay a person off than it is to get the lawyer to fight on your behalf, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
no,
that's what we
definitely.
ended up doing, bro. It was kind of trash in my opinion, but he was holding up projects. Literally a lot of work that was being done. We had to go back and redo it. So the biggest thing, cheapest isn't always the best. It's probably never the best. It's probably gonna be a lot more stuff you're gonna have to go in there and redo once you get the cheap people out the way. And that was probably my biggest headache, bro. We probably dealt with that builder for the longest. I think to put a foundation up, it took us 6 weeks, bro, to get concrete poured. It was like, man, we was failing inspections left and right. So
Oh, damn.
literally find people who are actually credible. Like if you can't walk me by projects, show me numbers from where this was actually yours. If you don't have like some kind of contracts, receipts or something, actually showing
Hmm.
proof that you actually put in the work, you actually did this, then it's gonna be hard for me to actually take your word, bro. But you can typically find it around the city. It ain't hard to find. You just got to be able to spot and notice what you're looking at and know that this is good. But ideally, the biggest thing about it, know what you're doing before you allow somebody else to teach you, right? And I
Hmm.
mean that from a standpoint, don't get in the business before you decide to learn. Learn the
Hmm.
steps beforehand. That way you got an idea and can't nobody just talk a good game to you and it sounds good. And that's kind of what we did. We didn't really
Gotcha.
know. Nobody was teaching new construction back 3 years
Yeah.
ago or whatever the case may be. So we just kind of trial and error. And that's kind of what we
Hmm.
ran into dealing with trial and error. A lot of learning on the fly, a lot of times where we should have caught this, we should have caught that, and we didn't. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So honestly, same thing again. Get you a mentor. Get you a mentor so you can
Hmm.
say the time, the headache, focus on the right deals, make the money that you want, and cut out a lot of and alleviate a lot of the stress and headache that come with real estate.
Definitely, definitely. I always tell my people being cheap is expensive. You know what I'm saying? So definitely love that you said that point. I want to do a little transition because I know you've been doing this for 3 years, and I'm aware you actually got a program helping people get into this. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about that program? Because I'm pretty sure my listeners they salivating, they're ready to get into real estate. Let's talk about it.
Got you. So with that plan, bro, we specifically teach you our strategies in real estate. So depending on, I say we got an integrated approach, right? That means
Hmm.
depending on where you come into our program at, we kind of listen to your goals. We get a feel for what you actually want to do, and then we guide
Hmm.
you only on that, right? So
Gotcha.
ideally, I don't want somebody trying to wholesale who only came to me for new construction, right? I
Hmm.
only want to
Hmm.
focus with new construction on you. So
Hmm.
ideally, that's what we do, right? Now, depending on where you at, if that's building wealth, is that building wealth through rentals? Is it building cash flow through owner finance? Is it building small apartments, building duplexes? Whatever the case may be, we can kind of guide you on all those different steps from how to raise your money, how to go get the money from the bank. So literally, our students are actually getting funded so they can
Hmm.
actually use that funding to go flip into real estate, right? So depending on how you are, or if you got good credit, if you got a decent job, we can literally get you $100,000 in, let's say, 90 days. 200,000, whatever, 150,000 in the next 90 days, and now you're ready and you're more likely to go actually do a deal. Now I tell
Hmm.
everybody and that come in my system, look, if I can get you one deal that'll make you $50,000, is it worth the investment? Is it worth your time with start? And we just evaluate off that. We're not trying to create millionaires in real estate. We're trying to get our
Hmm.
people to six figures using real estate.
Hmm.
And those make you an extra $80,000 doing one deal this year. Make you an extra $200,000 doing three deals this year. You know what I mean? Breaking it down, not trying to go after too much, but bringing it back into something that we can actually get accomplished. One deal, I think anybody on this call, anybody listening to this, you can definitely do one deal in the next 90 to 60 days.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, I like the fact that you're not saying we're gonna get you to, 7, 8 figures, you know what I'm saying? How some people be saying online. So I definitely respect that. And my listeners, they definitely value transparency. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
how could they actually do they have to like apply? How do they get in contact?
How you get in contact? You can reach out to me on Instagram. Matter of fact, what I want you to do, bro, what's your guys on your pocket? What y'all call yourself? Cat.
It's a cat podcast. I don't know if we named like a tribe or anything yet, but
All
yeah,
right.
cat podcast.
All right, cool. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to text me Cat. If you're
Okay.
interested in what I'm talking about, text me Cat. You're gonna text that to 903. I'm hoping you're gonna drop a link somewhere around so we can
Yeah, I'm,
go ahead.
I'm gonna drop. Don't worry. Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. Text Cat CAT to 903-474-2594. And we'll go ahead and have everything right there with you. We'll jump on the call, see what your goals are, see if it makes sense. If we align, we'll move forward. If we don't align, cool, you can jump on. We definitely have some free master classes. If I'm mistaken, we having one tonight. So whenever we get those opportunities, you can definitely jump on, see some testimonials, see and talk about more strategies in real estate where people making $70,000 being as passive as possible. People actually getting in and doing wholesaling, people actually getting in and doing fix and flip. You actually see some people who actually walked away from their jobs doing the same thing that we're teaching, right? So it'll be some cool little stories, good little time to ask some questions as well. More of a live settings where you're able to ask those questions that might be hindering you from getting into real estate or keeping you from pushing into a new career or making money on the side, right? In my opinion, I think real estate is the best side hustle out there. For one, we own a piece of real estate. They can't never take that away. Regardless of
Yeah.
what happened, we still own the house. So as long as you buying right, you always in a great spot. You can always sell tomorrow and still make money. So again, if you want to reach me, text CAT to 903-474-2594. You can find me there.
That better be the number. It ain't wrong number, right? No, I'm playing.
Bro, let me double check. You got me tripping
Hey,
now.
man.
I know
Are we
for a
still
fact.
rolling?
903-474-2594. Yeah, I'm right. I'm on point.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it below in the YouTube description, the podcast description, everything, so y'all can definitely tap in. I'm gonna leave Josh's information as well. So that masterclass, how often is it? Is it like weekly or something, or how does it
Typically,
work?
we have one every week, bro. It's probably gonna
Okay,
stop doing every week. We probably go to more maybe once a week type deal. We kind of still tweaking the system as far as how we teaching people. Of course, in order to rock with us in real estate so big, a lot of times we want to get a good feel for us, and we want you to have a good feel for us. So literally, we got to at least spend 2 hours with you doing something. So
gotcha.
literally, we're gonna hold your hand and get a good feel for you and see if it's a good fit. See if everything aligned, we'll rock. If not, then
Gotcha,
cool. Yeah,
gotcha,
every week right
gotcha.
now, but yeah, we'll probably move it to once a month type deal.
Okay. They only need 1 hour. They already done spent 1 hour here. You feel me? So so
Got
they
you.
shouldn't overthink. Nah, but so I was gonna ask you, what was I gonna ask you? I was basically gonna say, as far as getting into it, what what are traits of people that like you don't work with? Because I want to make sure that it's the right fit for them, just so that it's not just a bunch of people that's not qualified.
Bro, the biggest trait is being coachable. I think is as long as
Okay.
you coach, we can do something. Um,
Mhm.
Ideally, to be successful in this, you either need to have hustle or a little bit of time. When you first get started, you're gonna need a combination of both. So if you committed to putting in an hour or two,
Mhm.
not only with coaching calls but into your business, maybe a couple $100 a month type deal. It shouldn't be too expensive to get your first deal. Truthfully, we can go ahead and get you rocking that way. But literally, we teach you the ways to have people literally sending you land deals day in, day out, where you evaluate and land. That way you got a good feel. You only buy the deals that make sense to you. We're not going out to a different spot. So as long as you jump in, we're gonna hold your hand. We're gonna put you in the right spots to actually get a deal. With that 5 houses that we bought, we literally didn't do any work. My guy sent the deal over like, hey, y'all want this? Like, yeah, let's do it. And let's get it at 100,000 instead of 140. Literally, that's kind of how that thing worked out. So Literally, we hold your hands. We put you in that position to really and truly be the investor and sit up. I wouldn't say sit up at the top, but sit in a position where deals continue to flow to you and you get to evaluate money-making opportunities left and right instead of being in there and not having evaluated one deal in 6 months type deal. We don't want that
Yeah,
at all.
got you. So is it like an ongoing thing? Is it like a year? Like how
So
does it work?
it's a 6 month program, but literally we
Got
stay
you.
with you until you get your first deal, right? So depending on
I
how
like
fast
that.
you're active, one of my guys, he just got $140,000 in funding. So he just put in his earnest money on his lot. Like he ready.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So depending on how fast you want to actually get into it, a lot of times people get an analysis paralysis. I promise you, if you
Mhm.
just lean on us for the hard things, the understanding things like that, we'll get you to the finish line. But we need to find a builder, we need to find the land, we need to make sure that you're building in the right areas. It's going to make sense. And we got lenders that we work with that can get you financing pretty much anywhere in the U.S. to kind of get you the money you need to start building.
Okay, cool. So what would you say are, if any, some common misconceptions that people have?
Thinking that the deal just gonna come to them just because they pay for mentorship.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, definitely. So like we're here
Yeah,
to evaluate deals, but we won't just go find a deal and throw it to you. Now, of
yeah,
course, if you're in my city and I got something to come to me, I'm always gonna push that to the group as I'm turning down deals, seeing if anybody else want it. But one thing, mentorship don't guarantee results. We need action takers.
correct.
That's
Hmm.
the biggest thing. I need an action taker. The people who rock with me, like the guy who just put his lot in, he just got his lot. He started with me a year ago, went through funding, taught him the business game, started getting business cards in his card. Getting cards in his business name. Started running a Toro play, quit his 9 to 5, entrepreneur ever since, invested even more to jump into the real estate side. Now he's taking even more action. Guys
Hmm.
like that come in and get active, they get results. So
Hmm.
this isn't for people who looking for something to be spoon fed, not at all.
Hmm.
If you're willing to put in a little work, you're willing to get a little sweaty, evaluating some land, going and walking it, seeing if the elevation is good, seeing if it's deep and dipping down, seeing how much dirt work it's going to be, or whatever the case may be. If you're willing to actually go do that, then you can rock with us. If you just want to attend a Zoom calls and then go pay for somebody else coaching and things like, it's probably not the good fit. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
get with me, listen, take action on what I'm saying, and let's get it.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. Okay, so when they get in the program, you said sometimes people come into where they get the funding and then they get into the program.
So
Are you taking people on those levels?
a few people like they can only afford the funding at a certain point, right? So they sign up for the funding. Once they get a certain amount of funding, they like, all right, Josh, I want to invest into the next one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we literally take them just kind of like how you do, you go from credit restoration, teaching people how to clean their credit, and then we go to the
Yeah,
funding side.
yeah,
It's,
definitely.
it's now we take it from the funding. Since I already had a small community of funders, a lot of them wanted into the real estate because they didn't know what to do with the money once they got their hands on it. So they literally
Hmm.
sitting on 70, 80,000 and just a screenshot on the cell phone. You know what I mean? Like they're not doing
Hmm.
anything. So ultimately, we took them, and those people are action takers already because they already got the results. They believe in the
Hmm.
system. They believe in what we're talking about. So we just take them and move them into that next direction, bro. So literally, that's all you need to do. Be coachable. We run it. Be coachable, and we run it.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm personally a fan of yesterday's price is not today's price. Our mentorship, personally, my
Mhm.
cat credit retire 9 to 5 mentorship. It's constantly going up as we continue getting testimonials. I'm assuming this ain't gonna be the same exact price if they just continue waiting and waiting and waiting, or how does it work? Is the price going
Nah,
up? What we doing?
nah, bro. So we up to 10,000 now. Truthfully, we up to
Okay.
10,000.
Hmm.
And that's just kind of where we was in January, more 7,500. But
Hmm.
now our calls are getting more and more people. Ideally, we don't want everybody in the program. Like I want my
That
people
makes
getting
sense.
results. Like every day, I'm
Hmm.
calling my brother, like, "Hey, bro, like, what can we do to make this easier? What can
Hmm.
we make this a no? How can we make this a no brainer? How can we get our
Hmm.
results faster, bro, with our
Hmm.
students, right? Like literally, that's why we tying them in. Whatever state you in, we got 0% interest credit cards in your particular state. Like we go find the banks that's in your city, right? So we trying to make
Yeah.
it as easy as possible for you to get rocking. So the mentorship is 10,000 right now, bro. Of course, it probably will go up the more people we get in deals, the
Yeah.
more people we get in funded. Right now, we got a Chase plug as well, so now you able to go right in the Chase, get you 100,000 as soon as you sign up, right? So now
Hmm.
instead of you dropping a certain amount on us, or let's say 7,500, Tomorrow, next week, you can have $100,000 in funding.
Mm.
Now we evaluating your deals and moving you even closer to getting you where you want to go. Even if, like, let's say we even talk to builders for some of our students, right? Teaching them how to evaluate their builders, what questions to ask, what you should be looking out for. How can I keep you accountable throughout this time? Do they even got a time frame? Do they even have a schedule when they build it, right? Just different things that's going to keep you away from the people who don't know what they're doing or the people who not experts, right? So, yeah, the mentorship is going up, bro, but it's more valuable than it's ever been, bro. We always brainstorm how can we make it better? How can we get our students more results, bro? Because honestly, since we stepped in this field, this has probably been the most fulfilling field we've ever been into. Building a house cool, getting a check is great. Seeing people flipping lives, that's even better, bro. That's even better. Seeing my guy go from teacher, I want out, to being an entrepreneur the next year, having worked a job in the whole year, building houses, like actually getting busy, bro. Like that's better than actually flipping the house. Like I don't care about them cabinets. I just want the check at the end. But seeing somebody flipping lives, bro, like that's 10 times better. So honestly, that's all we're trying to do. Get these people in, flip these lives as fast as possible, bro. Get everybody to six figures.
Yeah, no, much respect. And you could literally get in for free. You get in a 0% interest card. 9 months, take that 10, get in the program. What's $100 a month? You know what I'm saying? 100%. And by the time, they just action takers, do what you say. Now they made at least 50K. We're not looking at nothing that's 49,999 and less. You know what I'm saying? So
nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Hey,
okay, so on that go ahead.
I said I rock with it.
Yeah. So on the master class, are you addressing like any concerns people got? Is there anything like that you want to say now, as far as maybe objections?
As far as a master class, bro, nah, not really, bro. I would say the biggest thing with real estate, you don't need money, especially if you got credit, bro. We're gonna teach you how to get in. Literally, even on the $10,000 payment, on the $10,000 plan, we got a payment plan that come with that. So literally, our last few students, everybody been kind of taking advantage of that, just getting in and only spending $200 a month until they get their first deal. And ideally, bro, if you get in and get active, you shouldn't be out of no more than $1,200 between you signing up with us and you actually having a deal that's gonna close in the next 3 months or so. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So ideally, bro, just take action. There's nothing that you really need that you think that you don't have. Like all you need is a little hustle, a little guidance, and I promise you, real estate is like gumbo, bro. Like my only job, bro, right now is making sure we don't run out of money as far as funding. That's it. Raising the money for the build, that's not me. Finding the build, that's not me. Building the houses, that's not me, right? I'm chilling and I'm doing this, bro. So literally, regardless if you working 80 hours a week, if you hustling on the side, if you got a family, literally we'll talk about students, nurses who done made 70,000, students who we coached who was pregnant, women bringing in $400,000 in a year, bro. So literally, you're gonna see some testimonials of people actually get into a bag and actually probably having some of the same concerns with where you guys currently are and actually still doing it and being successful with it, bro. So you'll be able to hear everything about us.
Definitely. So I encourage y'all to reach out to Josh if you ready now. If you're still like on the fence, definitely attend the webinar. They could reach out to you to get in contact for the webinar. Is it the same 100%, text cat? The text cat.
All you gotta do is text. All you gotta do is text cat. You should get an automation that's gonna shoot out, and we're gonna be able to get you signed up for the webinar. The webinar is $1. We couldn't make it free because whatever reason, ClickFunnels wouldn't allow you to sell anything for $0. So it literally got to be $1. But once you get in, you get to hang out with us, chop it up. We spend on there for about 2 hours, so it's more than enough time to get an understanding of real estate, get an understanding of a field that you might want to get into. We actually kind of go over some things, how you could be flipping houses, having $100,000 in equity and getting that with 0%. Getting that tax-free once you sell the property. So we talk about a lot of different strategies up in there, man, but that's something that if you're interested in real estate, go ahead and jump on, learn a lot of different avenues and kind of figure out and get an idea of what you really want to do and what's going to be fit more your lifestyle.
Definitely. Love it. Okay, we're about to wrap up the episode, but do you have any last, and maybe a last gem or just last piece of advice for the people?
Biggest thing, bro, invest in yourself. One of the guys that I listened to, he told me, you only invest how you view yourself. And it made me start thinking about how do I view myself, right? So honestly, I'm not saying go pay as much money, but invest in yourself as often and as many times as you can. People always try to ask, what's the secret? The secret is following somebody who've already done it before and not trying to figure it out every day. So one of the things
Yes.
that we're big in our business with now is not how, but who can help us, right?
Mm.
And that's the one thing that we do with real estate. I'm not looking at how to build my house. I'm not looking to go down there. How can I get it for cheaper? Who can I get in position to run that day to day? And how can
Mm-hmm.
I live the life that I want and still make the money that I desire? So ideally, man, it's a lot that I just put in there, but just kind of run with it. Use those 2 to 3 gems, and I promise you, your life can change in 6 months to a year.
Most definitely, most definitely. Can you let us know one more time how do people can get in contact with you?
So you can hit me up on Instagram, Josh Aubrey 37. Just hit me up on IG. Don't hit me up nowhere else. And that's gonna be the easiest way. If you interested in the masterclass, just text me. Text CAT to 903-474-2594, and you'll be able to find me there as well.
All right, most definitely, most definitely. And for anyone that doesn't have IG, I know some people don't have IG. Make sure you text that damn number. So make sure you
Yeah,
text a number if you don't have IG. I know some people are just on Facebook, we got various age ranges.
yeah.
But appreciate your time, Josh. Appreciate the gems. I hope that y'all, tap in. Make sure you remember your family's depending on y'all to get to the next level. With that being said, y'all have a blessed one.
All right, y'all take it easy.